It's a rainy day outside. Not too cold, but definitely gray and lazy, but that's not gonna stop progress. Christmas tree! Come on, Finley, let's go. Let's go to the shop, bud. Time to do a window regulator on this here little car. Nice. Okay, I've watched a couple of videos, and when I say a couple, I believe there are only 2 videos out of people doing this job. One guy kind of skimmed over the surface of the project and didn't really do it. The other guy did a great job. He outlined all of the steps. Was an awesome video. I'll link them both in the description so you can learn from them as well. And I'm gonna give this a shot. Just gonna start taking pieces off. In the other videos, they took this piece off first and then began to take other pieces out. That way you can access the bolts that hold the door panel on. And there are lots of bolts on the sides. So let's just get to disassembly and then we can see how this project unfolds. I always get nervous that I'm gonna break something. These plastic clips though, usually pretty hardy. Come on. There it is, piece number 1, removed. Oh, that came out easy. Luckily I have lady fingernails right now, so they're good pry tools. Gotta take this guy out. About punched myself in the face on that one. That's nice and grungy in there. Ooh. Got one more bolt for the door panel. Take it out, and I think the door panel should lift off from there. Trying to get my fingers under there. Oh, there it is. I feel like a chiropractor. Crack. Think we got somewhere, y'all. That was pretty sassy the way that happened right there. Sassy may have been a poor choice of words, but it felt pretty cool. It's weird to think that the last time that was touched was probably in Germany. It's kind of cool. Little hook action. Looks like these ones bend in, but oh, here it is. There we go. There's the action. Cool. Okay. From here, we're going to remove the window motor. I believe that this comes off, and then from here we'll take out a whole bunch more of these bolts, and the whole assembly, the window and everything, will lift out of the door frame, which is kind of crazy. When I saw it on one of the guys' install videos, I was like, wow, that's intimidating, but it's gonna happen. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that is unplugged. Voila. These guys push right into the door frame, and they've got little ears on them, and then they just push into the door frame. The regulator is loose inside the door frame. Let's take some bigger bolts out. Got a big Torx over here. These bolts have blue Loctite on them. It's gonna be like one of those cool memory games whenever I'm reinstalling these bolts back into the places they belong. Can you remember where you took out each of these different style bolts, Emily? Them are some big bolts. Remove this little feller. It's almost as though it'll just pull out of it now. I wonder if I got all the bolts. These need to come out?
It's hard to say. There's 2 bolts right here. Up there and there. I bet that's what's holding it.
Oh man. There she is, folks. Dang. new one. Our friends at Advanced Auto had this here window regulator. All you gotta do if you want a discount on parts is go down into the description and you will find our coupon code. It's pretty dandy. Huge thanks to Advance for being awesome. Let's take the old one off. So I believe we take these 2 bolts out, and then this assembly folds out. We can get the window out, and then we can replace the entire component that is the window regulator. Guy in the video like turned the window sideways in the frame and got it out. There it is. Okay. So this bolt has Loctite on it of the blue flavor, and I'm going to clean it off and put fresh blue Loctite on here just to be sure it goes back together correctly and stays put. Where did I put my little ratchet?
It's here.
Nah, didn't see it. All right, let's put the window back on. Not too bad. These little yellow pieces click right into the circles in the bottom of the window. And then these guys fold over. And then our little bolts go in. I don't imagine the results would be very good if you over tightened those, so I'm not going to check that out. Okay, that feels real nice and secure. Window goes all the way up. I think we might be done here, you guys. The assembly's all together. It already comes all assembled in the package, so I don't need to mess with any of this. It was just these bolts and then that one underneath that holds this piece on. I think it's time to slide our window back in. I think that's it, you guys. I think it's in place. Okay, I think I'll try to go back, returning the bolts as they came out. So I believe these were the last 2 to come out. And those really get the window centered. I'm not gonna tighten anything down yet because I wanna make sure everything's in place before I tighten anything, but I'm gonna get everything started that I can. This is definitely one that was down here, but I'm having a hard time. There's nothing there. And I'm wondering if that's the base of that piece that comes down and somehow you have to...
I bet you take that black piece out and put your arm in there.
You're so smart. Heck yeah, babe. It's not tight yet, so I want to make sure everything can still move around a little bit just to make sure all my bolts will go in. Going in for all these side bolts now.
So the regulator's backwards?
Yeah, it's facing that way on here. The tabs are pointing that way on the door.
Interesting.
Because that was supposed to push through these things.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't. So I have to take everything back out.
All right.
So I guess what I do is tell them that you can install it backwards.
Yeah.
And make sure that you have it, the regulator facing the proper direction because it can be installed both ways.
You're rolling. So.
Yeah. So here on Flying Sparks Garage, this is the first time that you're watching a video of ours because you're trying to learn how to install your regulator on your Audi, then you will learn that we show when we make mistakes. And by we, I mean I. I make a lot of mistakes. And this is another mistake here. As I'm putting my bolts in and everything's fitting and I'm feeling good, I'm like, oh yeah, I was supposed to poke the regulator through these little holes, and where are my tabs? It's backwards. I stuck my hand inside here and my tabs are facing outward, not inward to the door. So my regulator is right here, but my tabs are facing that way. So they cannot poke through the door because they're backwards. So now I've got to take all my bolts out, pull it back out, and flip the whole unit around. And those of you that were experts watching me install it were already going, Emily, you're gonna get that in there and you're gonna find out it's backwards. I'll check back with y'all when I have this flipped, because you guys saw me already do all of this work, so you know the steps. So I'll be right back. All right, you little jerk. I'd say pro tip, but we've already made that clear. Tip from a dum-dum. Be sure that your regulator is rotated the proper direction and not like this when you install it. Okay, going back in. Okay, let's pop our window motor back on. Hopefully it goes on nice and easy. Back in.
See if it works.
Awesome. Yay, it works. Success. Now the only thing left to do here is get the door panel back on, get everything plugged back in, and you guys know how it came apart, so I'm not going to bore you. Instead, I'll make this easy for y'all. Got it. Alrighty, it's all back together. And I was sure to get my rubber grommets back in place before I put my door panel on. That was one of the tips from one of the other videos, was those are really difficult to get on once you have your door panel on. So we're all set, you guys. Now, hopefully it works with the door panel on, because we tried it with it off and it was great. So we'll give it one last try and then we'll call this job complete. Nice. Perfect. All right, y'all, we've done another thing on our list on this car. She's such a sweet little ride, and we're happy to be able to do little things to maintain it. We bought this car like 2 or 3 years ago with about 30,000 miles on it for $11K, and it gets roughly 45 miles to the gallon, and it's got a stage 2 tune on it. It's a peppy little car to drive. Overall, we love this little car, and so it's no skin off our back to do little maintenance items like this. And it's fun to learn new stuff. So I hope that you guys are having an awesome day. And if you found your way here to this video because you were doing the same job, I hope it goes well for you. If you're a car person and you're into fun stuff, we have lots of videos to check out. I appreciate y'all watching, and as always, I hope you have an awesome day, and we will see you on the next episode.